Hey guys, welcome to week 3, day 3 of the SKL regular season. I'm here today, I'm Silky Mittens, and with me today I got Crafty Buckeye. We're going to be commandeering the caster desk today. We're going to head right into game 1 between Vicious and Delicious and Land Before Time. Now these are two really strong teams, and Vicious and Delicious has on quite the hot streak recently, and LBT will be looking to take a bite out of that hot streak, I think, Crafty.
Yeah, that pegboard nerd's really got me fired up for this game right now. I'm loving it. I love two great teams heading at it. Sorry for that short delay. We're just a couple minutes behind, but I'm looking forward to it here.
Absolutely. I do got to say one thing. There's going to be a loss of 2 bans for Land Before Time, just some administrative things. So 2 lost bans for them. It's going to be pretty huge against such a good team like Vicious and Delicious. It's going to be a little bit of a blow here for them.
Yeah, all of that is at the fault of True Race, I would say.
Yeah, a little bit of goof up there. That's okay though. Land Before Time, in their own right, still a really strong team. They've played against some of the harder teams already, so their record may not show that they're at the top of the league, but yeah, I would say that they are definitely up there.
But it's definitely a huge advantage to only have 1 ban against such a strong team as Vicious and Delicious. And they'll have first pick as well, so they'll basically get the pick of the litter of a champion they would want.
Absolutely, and it's going to be interesting to see what they go for. Even with their 1 ban, it's going to be interesting to see what they try to attack on Vicious and Delicious. Pretty much all these players really good in their own right. Bakery Boy likes to play Victor, likes to play a lot of these carry-centric.
But they took it away.
Yeah, they take it away. Very smart choice by them. Poof the Sheep has actually shown himself to be one of the top laners in this league early on. We were so hyped on the Similidon train.
Mordekaiser, yes!
Mordekaiser, my boy Crafty is pretty pumped up for that pick.
I don't think it'll be first picked, but
yeah, it might not be first pick, but we did see them play it against Indecision and did really well with it. Pretty much steamrolled over Indecision. It was like a 20-minute game, 25-minute game. Very convincing win for them. Yeah, so they pretty much are like kids in a candy store right now. They got everything open pretty much, just not the Victor on Bakery Boy. They're happy not to take that. Obviously a very strong champion, but they've got all these other picks. I'd be really surprised if they took Gregus here. But the Mord Hover, they're playing with our emotions, and they're going to lock it in.
Damn, yes.
Okay, so now looking at a first pick Mordekaiser. Obviously they're going for a Mord comp.
Yeah.
So now what does LBT counter this with? Do they just counter it with a team comp that can, work well against a Mordekaiser, or do they pick what they were going to pick already? How much does this change things for them going to this one?
Probably quite a bit, I would assume. I hate whenever I've played Mordekaiser a couple times, I hate like a poke comp against it. Like just something that just outranges the crap out of me and like a melee support. It's pretty gross to deal with, but they're hovering the Braum Rek'Sai here. Solid picks. Not sure about the Rek'Sai, but we'll wait to see what they lock in.
Yeah, the Braum is definitely good into any kind of Mordekaiser comps. As soon as you see the Mord, you're expecting hard engage, right? Or something that can lock it up so that Mordekaiser can get in range. Like you said, definitely doesn't like the ranged champion, so they're going to want hard engage. And they're actually going to hover over the Azir, which is really good because it's got range and disengage. So it's going to counter pretty much whatever Vicious and Delicious tries to do with their next couple picks. They actually do take the Rek'Sai and not the Braum. That would actually be not too bad of a pick for Vicious and Delicious, but probably not going to expect it. You kind of want something with a little bit more lockdown. Braum is okay, but if you can't get in range to get all those stacks, the concussive blows off. You're not going to lock anyone up. Not the best synergy with Mordekaiser. Keeps him safe, but
I'd like to see more money.
I see a Blitzcrank. Yeah, for sure. Definitely tried Mordekaiser a few times amongst ourselves, amongst the SKL casters, and Blitzcrank is disgusting. Nothing says lockdown like a Blitzcrank, but the Kog'Maw coming out.
Flex pick there.
Flex pick could be. It's probably going to be AP Cog in the mid lane. That's just what I'm going to say. Probably. Could be ADC Cog too. If in the mid lane, that's not too bad as long as you can stay safe. But I'm assuming it's going to be AP Cog. You want to stay as far away as you can from an Azir in lane. So that's what I'm expecting.
But they don't take the Braum on the second rotation. But clearly, I don't think that's in the cards for Vicious and Delicious this game. But so I think that's a smart choice not to take it first round by Land Before Time. Wait around because if they give it to them, it's probably not too strong of a bot lane with Braum, Mordekaiser. Take the Braum Jinx. Strong lane there in the bot lane. True Rice likes to carry. I like what they've done here.
Yeah, where you often see Mordekaiser comps blunder is in the late game. If the Mordekaiser doesn't get far enough ahead or isn't doing enough damage, doesn't have many ways to get onto you, then you really fall in the late game because the other team has an ADC. And picking Jinx, a great hyper carry in late game, is definitely going to mean some scary late game if it gets that far. A lot of different hovers for
Draven's not here, guys. I mean, Blake's not here.
Yeah, Blake's not here. You're not impressing anyone by hovering Draven. Poof the Sheep, I just want to say, Singed is his favorite champion. Loves to play Singed. He's a Singed main. Singed God. He might say Singed God, but Gnar would be something more likely to be seen out of him.
Blitz.
And it's the Blitzcrank as well. The synergy between Mord and Blitz is just too good. Desanonator is actually here in the chat, so he's watching, so his heart fluttered for a little bit. But with a Mord in the game, obviously you're not going to see Draven. It's going to be up to Land Before Time now to round this one out, and they're going to go with an Irelia split push threat and something that can dive the backline if need be. So to dive that AP Cog, because AP Cog is going to be squishy. It does have Ghost and Flash available, but still going to be easy pickings if Irelia has an opening to go for that one. So really interesting to see this one come out. Mord comp obviously going on by Vicious and Delicious. Really exciting to see, as well as the synergy with Blitzcrank.
Which comp would you give the nod to here? Which comp would you give that edge?
Well, with any Mord comp, it's all about it revolves pretty much around the Mordekaiser, right? Mordekaiser doesn't get ahead, gets behind, doesn't get the items on him that he needs, doesn't have the proper lockdown. It's going to be a lot of pressure on Mo Money as well. Then you just get outscaled, right? You get outscaled by Jinx hard if you're not ahead. If Gnar's not making the big plays, but Poof the Sheep very good on that champion, then it's going to be pretty tough. So I want to give the edge to Land Before Time, but if they can pull off the Mord, it's going to be pretty tough for Land Before Time going against Vicious and Delicious.
I agree, but I like the fact that they took the Kog'Maw there, and I like the fact that they took the Kog'Maw for the poke, the range, even though they don't have a real AD carry. So I'm excited to get into game here. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes.
Check this out.
Hey guys, welcome back. We got an exciting game 1 on this Wednesday night between Vicious and Delicious and Land Before Time. We just want to introduce real quick. We got my boy Ponox here, just walked into the last minute. He's going to join us for game 1 and game 2. So welcome, Ponox.
Hey friends, how's it going? So we're going to kick off the game here with Vicious and Delicious versus Land Before Time. So we got Vicious and Delicious on the blue side with Poof the Sheep playing the Gnar in the top lane, to Freakers playing Gragas in the jungle, Bakery Boy playing Monarch Kog'Maw in the mid lane, formerly playing that Mord in the bot lane with Mo Money on that God Hand support.
Awesome. And on the red side, we have Land Before Time, Frostblade Irelia, played by Calladier in the top lane. In the jungle, it's Cletus Cassidy returning once again with Rek'Sai, Unfriendly Panda, bringing back the familiar Azir. We all know that one from the top 5 plays week 1. True Rights and Sharptooth going to round out the bot lane with the Jinx and the Braum. Pretty strong bot lane for them. So we kind of answered this question, but just looking at the comps, Ponox, who do you have to give the edge to in this one?
Well, I am a big fan of the Mordekaiser pick. I mean, he's really strong if you can get the right kind of lane pressure with him. Blitzcrank offers that because, I mean, you're going to have the pull, then the knock-up, then the silence. So Mord's going to be able to get a lot of damage off and just kind of tee off with that Q procs there once he's going to be able to stack that up on the minions. And they're going to be running the double Relic Shield. I mean, sometimes you see the Blitzcranks, they run the coin in the bot lane, but you're going to have a lot of pushing power with that double Relic Shield. So it's going to offer a lot of lane presence there.
Yeah, we kind of said there's a lot of pressure on Mo Money to land those grabs, but also a lot of pressure on Sharptooth as well to keep his ADCs safe. We have a couple of 5-man squads here. Do you think they know? Either team doesn't know. Unfriendly Panda almost walking out of the bush there, but it looks like they're going to be the first to initiate. It's going to be a total 5v5 going to land, and it's a 3-man trap by True Rice. A lot of Malo members. Going to be a flashbite to Freakers, 1 auto away. True Rice is going to flash for that one, going to take that one down exhausted as well. That's first blood going over. Poof the Sheep is stunned up, and that's 2 members for 0 at the start of this one. Hopefully no one gets hooked. Mo Money not going to be able to grab anyone there. Definitely worth for Land Before Time getting that one. Excellent 5v5 by them.
Mid-open, guys. This game's already over. The huge lead coming out for Land Before Time. Just kidding. That was a fantastic, fight there in level 1. I think that what really paid off in that fight was Sharptooth getting the concussive stacks on so many members of the team. It just with the sheer numbers there, proc those stuns and get a lot of CC locked up, even though it was level 1 and they only had 1 spell each.
True Rice also started Chompers and got 3 members with the Chompers as well, so making Sharptooth's job even easier. Even though the exhaust going out onto True Rice, he's able to flash. He walked through 4 members just to get the last auto for the first blood, and then they got another member as well. So that was definitely the start that Land Before Time is looking for against this kind of composition that has Mord. You want to set him behind early and keep him down.
No, yeah, I was definitely able to get a very successful level 1 that's really going to accelerate this Jinx in the bot lane. She was able to get a second Doran's off the bat here. So it's going to be pretty hard now with the Mord being a little bit behind to kind of stay even in this lane, just because, I mean, Jinx with a range on the rocket's going to be able to poke him out quite a bit. So they're going to have to play it very well here with using the W to kind of get some heals off, as well as Mo Money's just going to have to try and land some very clutch pulls, and they're going to have to try and trade back. As you can see, True Rice and Sharptooth trying to just zone them off the wave here and freeze it. Going to be a tough lane for them.
As soon as Mo Money misses that hook, it's like pretty much free low for True Rice and Sharptooth. They're able to zone so much. Formerly, he's not going to be able to get on anyone. Can't get the Mace of Spades procs on anyone. Not going to be able to do any kind of damage. No Siphon Destruction either. Pretty much no range on a Mord. And once that hook's gone, there goes all your pretty much engage and all your damage for that duo.
It's definitely scary, but I'm kind of wondering how the top lane's going to pan out. Which of those top laners are going to have a really good teleport play here to kind of accelerate the bot lane. Aurelia, I mean, like you were saying there at the very start in the champ select, I mean, you want her to have some good split push threat, so you don't really want her to use those TPs and be in the team 5v5s all the time. You want her to have a cross map pressure. Where the Gnar, he's getting more towards that. Oh, that was a close hook there from Mo Money, going in hard on those ones.
True Rice has his dancing shoes on, able to sidestep that one pretty easily. It will be interesting. Poof the Sheep is heralded by his team as one of the top laners in this league. Would you agree, just seeing the early play from Poof the Sheep?
Well, we're going to have to see how this play pays out as he gets knocked up there in the middle of his hop from Rek'Sai. He's going to go down there. So, I mean, that as you were talking about that, he's got to maybe pull up his sucks a little bit on that one. But I mean, that was obviously just some awkward timing for that one. I mean, the hop getting disrupted by the knockup, maybe should have waited a couple of seconds, knowing that it's pretty much an automatic knockup from Rek'Sai. You can't really try and, you know, outplay it. It's just going to happen whether you want it to or not. So, misplaying that hop a little bit, maybe could have tried to save it, use the flash more aggressively, because he still does have that up, so he could have gotten out of that if he really wanted to and played it a bit safer, but that's gonna, you know, that's gonna be rough for Aurelia 2-0 in that lane. It's gonna be hard for Gnar.
Absolutely disgusting for Poof the Sheep to play against a 16-7 deficit in CS and 201 Aurelia this early. She already scales pretty good late game, and that's gonna make it even more so this game. Come on, Poof the Sheep, you gotta give me a little break here, man. I was just trying to give you some kudos, and then
trying to pump his
tires, and he goes and does that. That's okay. Premature hop, like you said, could have got out of that one pretty easily. But Cletus, great gank by him. There's only a ward in the tri-brush, but the Rek'Sai going all the way around, all the way down river, and pretty easy pickings for him.
Ooh, nice pull there from Mo Money onto Sharptooth. I mean, Sharptooth's still very squishy. He's still a very early game Braum here. Just gonna have his defensive stats. The Ignite did come out from Mo Money. I think they wanted a lot more out of that than they were expecting, but yeah, not quite happening there.
Yeah, looking all the way down the line, just looking at every lane, the advantage is so far in Land Before Time's favor until a nice grab by the Mo Money. The exhaust going to come out onto Formerly, now going to turn it back around. True Ice is pretty low, got to be careful. The concussive blow is not going to stack all the way onto the Blitzcrank, but some good damage, so that's pretty much all this lane revolves around, and it looks like there's going to be a gank. Cletus Cassie coming from the side. The Winter's Bike going to get locked down.
Nice.
Good pull under tower and the exhaust as well. He's going to pay for it. That's one kill over to Formerly. Now turning it back towards Sharptooth and True He's going to chase this one down. They don't have the damage, don't have hook just yet, but watch out because Tafreakers is in the wings waiting at this Gregus. Does a flash available. Flash body slam could be used if he wants to use it, but not going for it there. So
well played by the Blitzcrank, not to even worry about the peeling for the Mordekaiser right off the start. Just books it under tower, yanks him under tower, knocks him out, and they get the kill. It's pretty good advantage for the Mordekaiser at this point, even though he's been behind.
Yeah, also got to point out that Formerly is the one taking the exhaust this game, and Mo Money has the Ignite. So that was a good exhaust by him as well, able to pick that one up. So good play. Not foreseeing that one happen is Cletus, unfortunately for him. Against a Blitz, that's always looming, that's always got to be on your mind.
Yeah, the summoner spells in the bot lane, I mean, it's very different than your typical one. You always have your AD carry running heal, but running that exhaust, it's going to have a lot more pressure, especially when they do get that catch with Mo Money. It's going to be even harder for that immobile Jinx to try and get away, not having any other tools in her kit besides getting excited to kind of get away there. So I do like those summoner spell pickups, especially into this lane, more than any other kind of lane, because I mean Tristana should just hop away from it. So this Jinx is going to have a tough time if she's going to get caught out here. But Cletus making his way into the mid lane.
Yeah, there's going to be a big gank. The knockup on Bakery Boy is going to be able to flash out of that one. Tafreaker's going in, not going to catch anyone though. The Bioarcane Barrage is going to be doing some damage. Tafreaker's going to back out of that one. The Azir Soldier's doing too much. Another great pull on the Sharptooth. They're going to be able to take him down. The heal going out. The stand behind me to disengage from that one. Another nice pull by Mo Money. Missed a couple early, but really making them count nowadays.
They're also timing those pulls very well with Mordekaiser's Q. He had the third proc ready and available, so soon as Braum was pulled in, he landed that third Q and got a ton of damage off there. So very good trading ability, especially with that W, giving them some heals as well as just some more damage in that bot lane. It's very, very strong on Mordekaiser right now to like level up that W very fast. So I like what they're doing. Taking a lot of harass here though from True Rice, just free damage, trying to kind of get their own farm here in the lane. But again, some very good plays to kind of come back into the game from the Mordekaiser.
CS though at this point is a real problem for Vicious and Delicious. Down lots of CS. Oh, but the easy kill there by Mordekaiser after the hook.
Sharptooth's just getting way too crazy with his positioning there, walking straight into the bush. That was level 6 for Formerly. He's now level 7. Obviously that XP advantage for him. And then he'll be able to take that extra member for them right to Dragon. And that's going to be a Dragon companion as well. We'll see Sharptooth's ghost disappear after this Dragon goes down, and we'll see the ghost return back to lane. That's going to be some easy pickings, either the tier 1 in mid or the tier 1 in top.
Yeah, there's nothing that makes you cry more than seeing a 3v2 bot lane with this Dragon coming in here, because it has so much pushing power, especially in that lane. And I mean, all the CS goes onto the Mordekaiser as well. Landing the great pull there, they're going to get so much damage out of True Rice. He's got to be very careful here. using the flash, using the chompers to get away there. Some great pulls coming out of Mo Money in this bot lane.
Go get him, Dragon. Go get him. Stop the backs.
Stop the ports. Stop the ports. And definitely something they can look to do, but maybe just keeping the Dragon healthy for now. They'll be able to do a lot of damage to this tier 1. Caladir looking to fight in the bot lane. Poof the Sheep just mini for now. The ultimate coming out as well, but not going to get anyone on that. The Equilibrium not going to stun, just the slow at the start of that one. This Dragon is just teeing off on this. Get a timeout, unfortunately, but still a lot of pressure in that bot lane.
Yeah, so like I was saying before, the great prep from Mordekaiser to get his Qs stacked up in order for the pull to do a lot more initial damage rather than having to try and CC and slow them down to kind of get them up onto the enemy. He has it prepped, he has it ready, and they put so much damage down on a Sharptooth there, who's still very squishy, only having the Sightstone and the Relic Shield, not having any real defensive stats yet. So if they keep rinsing and repeating that kind of play in the bot lane, it's going to excel into some very good success. But True Rice, what are you doing?
Getting way too close. The Chompers only to catch Mo Money, but a lot of damage coming out. And the third proc from formerly Fuck God. That Mesa Spades doing a ton of damage. Just going up way too far without zero vision, not even checking the bushes, walking right by Mo Money. That is just, like I've said it before, a kid in a candy shop, able to basically get whatever they want out of that one.
Yeah, 3-0 on Mordekaiser now. He's sitting on the Phage, sitting on the Sheen. He's going to be going towards that very early Triforce, only 10 minutes in here. He's going to be very, very excelled into that now that they picked up the tower. It's scary.
Despite being down so much CS and giving True Rice that first blood, it's really turned quite around for this bot lane, showing its power. Blitzcrank, Mordekaiser is OP.
After such an early lead, literally all you have to do is ward up and not get pulled. And they have done none of those.
The exact opposite, in fact.
The exact opposite, in fact. Not going well, not the start you're looking for. The power grab by Mo Money, but the Emperor's Divide, kind of glitchy on our screens there. Gonna push away Mo Money and Bakery Boy from that one. A little bit of lag on our side, but Poop the Sheep and Cali are fighting in the top lane. But, nice ultimate by Unfriendly Panda. Gonna try and get away from that one, but he's got members to back him up. True Rice is there as well as Cletus Cassidy and Sharptooth. That was a nice explosive cast by Tafreakers trying to get Unfriendly Panda back in range.
Almost delivered him into the arms of an angel there as he threw him right back into the team, but Blitzcrank not able to get the pull onto him that time, forcing so much more out of this Azir. Again, we haven't really looked at the mid lane too much here, but this Kog'Maw is going to get very scary. He's got the tier, he's got a needlessly large rod as well as an Amp Tome there, and Azir is still working towards that Nashor's Tooth. So he's got to be a little bit worried about this Kog'Maw scaling up because they have so much in their favor. Mordekaiser finishing up that Triforce. He's just going to be bopping kids so hard right now, and them Kog'Maw's only going to get worse as this game goes on. So even though they do have a Jinx who's known for her late game scaling, they got to be careful here.
Absolutely. Rek'Sai picking up that early cloth armor, probably going to go for the Ninja Tabi, I'm assuming, but really going to be looking for an early locket. There's so much magic damage coming out from Vicious and Delicious here. You've got the AP mid Cog, you've got the Mordekaiser in the bot lane, you've got the Gragas doing a fair amount of damage. Only source of attack damage, or physical damage rather, is Poof the Sheep in the top lane. And he's going for the full tank. He's not even going Black Cleaver early, but Momani's back in this mid lane. The pull going to come out onto Unfriendly Panda. Missing everything is Bakery Boy. Not a whole lot left for him to do. Unfriendly Panda doesn't have the Emperor's Divide either. Mord coming up from the back. He's going to want to give this over to Bakery Boy. He doesn't want to give this up to Formerly. There's the assist, right, nice. With the Creeping Death onto his teammates. So Bakery Boy getting that one. Unfriendly Panda getting caught out now. You know, he was pretty jealous of True Rice getting pulled and killed all the time in the bot lane. Just wanted to try it out for himself, overextending a little bit too much without zero ward coverage.
Zero ward coverage, and they sent 4 players.
Oh my goodness!
They sent 4 top there to push the turret, and he just. And why was he so pushed? I'm not sure, but the explosive barrel misses there. A little sad.
It's like they forget that Mo Money is on Blitzcrank this game.
Yeah, I gotta say, so far, Mo Money's really pulling it together here. He's roaming so much, getting so many plays made here just with that Blitzcrank, getting multiple pulls on the Azir, setting up this Mordekaiser for success. 3-0-2 on him right now, only down 10 CS to the Jinx, but I mean, when you're up this much in kills and assists, the CS discrepancy isn't that big at all. So, I mean, they gotta start, you know, trying to focus on exactly warding up, kind of covering their bases, and pushing down objectives extremely hard. It's going to be bad news here if they aren't able to kind of cover their flanks and stop this CC train that is the Blitzcrank, followed up by Gragas, Gnar, everything else in the kits here, or else they're going to really end up paying for it, and it looks like it's going that direction.
The good thing for Land Before Time here is that other than the kills, which is huge, and especially on Mordekaiser, pretty much every lane is crushing in the CS department, except for mid lane. Bakery Boy kind of having his way now that he's level 6 and able to clear waves pretty fast, and Unfriendly Panda getting ganked a lot. But looking at this top lane, Caladir 201 still over 020 by Poof the Sheep. The CS is 40 at this point, so it's softening the blow, right? The gold lead is only 1,000 for Vicious and Delicious. The next few fights could sway it definitely in the other direction, but they just got to start playing smarter and get more wards out. We praise them a lot for their ward coverage, not seeing it at all nowadays.
It's going to be, yeah, they have to kind of really focus on that vision game here. They have the 2 trinkets upgraded on their side there, or swapped out, sorry, for the sweepers, and then they have the mid lane one upgraded. So obviously they're thinking about it right now. They're discussing it as a team, and they have that kind of in the works. But on the opposite side, I mean, 3 sweepers coming out here, so they're really focusing on countering the ward placements there so they can get some great plays set up here from Mo Money. We have a teleport coming in from Poof the Sheep, though. They're going to try and make something happen.
The Narbar is ready. Poof the Sheep going to teleport into that one. Cletus Cassie in the front line. The explosive cast coming out. The Emperor's Divide going to push the Freakers in the back of that one. The Chomper's going to lock everyone up. Poof the Sheep still has ultimate. Going to flash. Not going to get anyone. True Rice is still safe, and he's going to go down eventually. That is 1 for nothing so far, and it looks like Vicious and Delicious going to lick their wounds. And that's going to be the first dragon for Land Before Time if they want it, but still hanging around is Vicious and Delicious. Bakery Boy able to poke a lot if he's able to stay safe. Going to be able to deny Mordekaiser a dragon if they can pick this one up. A pull onto Sharptooth, not the member they exactly want, but that's going to be the dragon over for Cletus Cassie and smite that one away. Poof the Sheep still dead. Mo Money now going to get initiated on. Cletus Cassie is quite low. Mo Money just going to live barely. Cletus Cassie is going to go down.
They should turn
it. The Ignite is on to Caladir. Formerly is in the back, ready to pick that one up. To Freakers is the one who takes it down in the end. Staying too long and able to wait on the cooldowns. Is Bakery Boy going to get that? The Ooze going to pick up True Rice at the back end of that one.
Sharptooth got out with nothing there. Holy cow.
Absolutely got out with nothing. Bakery Boy just teeing off on all the members. A good play initially to disengage from that one and take down Poof the Sheep, but once they got the dragon, they should have got the heck out of dodge.
Absolutely, because they have just so much range on them with Kog'Maw, able to just do so much damage, and that's exactly what happened. He was able to just poke them out constantly there, and just then they just turned it around just because they got so chunked out there. Mordekaiser was able to just pop Rek'Sai, and then from that point on, it just turned into, you know, I guess we aren't winning this fight anymore. Turn around, run.
Yeah, Poof the Sheep definitely disappeared there in that fight. Went in a little too early, I think. No backup, and poof goes the Sheep.
With that as well, I mean, he went to that backline. He was really trying to get True Rice hung up there with the Gnar ult, but True Rice was able to just kind of kite it out enough. He was able to use his summoners to kind of maneuver himself around there. So the Gnar ult didn't quite catch him there. It caught his ear, but didn't get the stun. So they were able to just turn it around. And then all of a sudden, Poof the Sheep was just left hung out to dry by his team. But I mean, they were able to pull together after that point. But we're gonna have to see if you know, Land Before Time is really gonna try and hard push these turrets with it when it's open here.
All of a sudden, the gold lead goes from 1K to 3K now for Vicious and Delicious. We talk about how if Mordekaiser doesn't get ahead, that True Rice is on this hyper carry, very good late scaling champion like Jinx. But we have the Kog'Maw, the AP Cog, doesn't scale any better than that, and he's already 3-0-2 himself on top of the 4-0-3 Mordekaiser. This is going to be scary even late game, even though they have the Jinx that scales. Kog'Maw just as gross and outranges Jinx by about 2-fold.
Yeah, absolutely. The Kog'Maw, he's going to get disgusting, especially when he does upgrade that tier into the Seraph's Embrace there, once he gets it fully stacked up there. And now that he's got the Ludens, he's going to have so much more poke damage with that Ludens proc. Once he's using his ultimate to just zone everyone away from objectives. So even though they have the Jinx and they have the Azir, so they're going to try and hard push turrets, I don't know if they can really do that with the amount of zoning that they're going to have in the poke with the Kog'Maw. So they're going to have to be careful, but Sharptooth might get into a little bit of trouble here, but not enough follow-up as well, as he does have some friends in the area. So it looks like Vicious and Delicious want to try and fast push this turret, but they're being matched in the rotation here. Everyone on board and around.
We're looking for another 5v5 here, but the turret advantage is for Land Before Time if they want it. They get a big Emperor's Divide, maybe the Power Slide. The Shrima Shuffle is the word I'm looking for. A good Shrima Shuffle. We've seen it before by Unfriendly Panda. We could see it again that could sway the entire fight in their favor. But as long as no one gets grabbed here, I have to give the advantage to Land Before Time. But they also have the poke by Bakery Boy, so this is definitely not looking too great for them. They might just be able to outmuscle him there and pick up the tier 1 in the top lane.
I think the scariest part we're going to be looking at here is if this game keeps going in the direction that it is, if they aren't able to stop this fast accelerating scaling coming out of Vicious and Delicious. This Mordekaiser, once he picks up that Rylai's, once Kog'Maw potentially picks up the Rylai's as well, they're going to have so many slows that they're not going to be able to run away once these fights start to turn. So that's the point where it might, you know, really become a little bit too much for Land Before Time to handle. So far, I still think they have a chance if they pick the right team fight, get the right teleport plays, that they can turn it around.
It seems like they've only built the only resistance they've built is armor, where I'm not sure that Gnar is doing enough damage at this point to even be worth that armor, whereas I think they should be prioritizing a Locket or something like that.
Absolutely, or yeah, Rek'Sai, he's sitting on the double cloth armor and the Ninja Tabby right now. I would like to see, yeah, like a Merc Tread, something like that, Spear Visage, anything coming out there to help this Rek'Sai not get destroyed by Mordekaiser as he did in that dragon fight there. So yeah, itemizing definitely questionable here from Land Before Time.
The longer that both teams sit here, the favor is going to go towards Vicious and Delicious. As you can see, they're getting bullied out. Their main tank, Cletus Cassidy, besides Sharptooth here, getting bullied out already. Like you said, Crafty, only armor, no magic resist. The longer they sit here, the worse it's going to get. They got to get out of there, and that's a kill for Mo Money. The rocket grab going to pick that one up, and all the members are just getting poked out. They have to be the ones looking for the engage. The longer you sit around, someone's going to get pulled, someone's going to get two-shot by Bakery Boy with all that magic damage. Now the Ludens is complete. You just can't do that. It's going to be up to Land Before Times to find their own engage. As long as they're going around Poof the Sheep's Narbar, they can find it on the right members. They can turn this one around, but not looking good so far.
No, but well, fortunately for them, they did have the side waves in the mid lane there, kind of pushing in their favor. So Vicious and Delicious couldn't stick around to keep trying to push that inhibitor. They had to back off, you know, defend their own towers. But now the point that I'd be scared about is Vicious and Delicious pushing their side waves out, getting a lot of, you know, everything into Land Before Time's base, and then taking a Baron here, because, I mean, they absolutely can. They have the power just with the amount of poke and zone control that they have between the members of their team. But Mo Money might get a catch here on Sharptooth. Flash comes out from him, though. Going to be able to dodge that, but it looks like they're setting up for the Dragon. That's going to be live in 15 seconds here. I don't know if Land Before Time can contest it.
I don't think they can either, and at this point, Dragon might be more useful to them than Baron is, really. Baron takes a lot more to take down, but with a Dragon on your team, that's just as much siege power as the Baron buff gives you. So in a different way, but easier to take for them, and you know, not going to be able to contest this. This is going to be scary because not the best wave clear coming up from Land Before Time. They do have the rockets from True Rice and the Azir soldiers, but you got to stick around to get those Azir soldiers attacking, and that's right in the range of Tafreaker's explosive cask, in the range of the rocket grab from Mo Money. That's a scary place to be when you're the main wave clear and you got to be that close.
Yeah, so it looks like you know, Vicious and Delicious have their own dragon here. Gonna rock that one into the bot lane here. Gonna push that turret very hard. As you were saying, it had a lot of siege potential. Yeah, so formerly gonna rock Toothless here. Gonna just be training his own dragon. I was reaching for that one for quite a while there.
You were waiting for that one moment. Yeah. He finally came.
Yeah, trying a little too hard in the jokes department, kids. But another thing to kind of note here is that Aurelia does have a Trinity Force finish. Man, this dragon's just doing so much work. Unfriendly Panda almost got soloed out by it. That's a little depressing to see. But we do see, again, Aurelia in the top lane. She finished up that Triforce, so she's going to be able to maybe start her own split push, as that top wave is pushing very far in her favor. But I don't know if they want to do that because they're absolutely going to be destroyed in a 4v5 just because of the pure chunk out from the Kog'Maw. So I'm not sure if they really have a whole lot of options here. If Aurelia leaves, they're going to lose a fight. If Aurelia stays, the side waves are going to start going back into Vicious and Delicious's favor. So they're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place here.
Absolutely, and even if Poof the Sheep goes to counter the split push by the Aurelia, they're totally fine in a 4v4. As long as they don't get hard initiated on, Bakery Boy can just keep teeing off with these ultimates, these long-range ultimates, pretty much 2 screens over. And as long as you stay safe, you can even get a rocket grab by Mo Money, and that's a lot of damage coming from this Mordekaiser at this point in the game. The Rylai's Crystal Scepter picked up. Commonly see that one. The Merc Tread's going to keep him safe as well. The a Shurima passive going to be put up here, an extra turret for themselves, but this one's going to go down pretty quickly as they're not going to want to stay around this area for too long as they can get pretty much collapse on from all sides.
You also have to note that there is just so much wave clear with the Kog'Maw that it's extremely hard for Land Before Time to siege any of these turrets up. They're just able to kind of clear them out right away. But with that, the only real wave clear that they have is that Kog'Maw. So if he ever does go down, then I can see Land Before Time taking a lot of objectives off of that. So that's something they do have to note there, just because on the other side there, Land Before Time, they do have the Azir, they have the Jinx, who's able to do her own wave clear with the rockets. So I don't see a lot happening there in terms of losing one person and then all of a sudden losing everything. But that's a much scarier fact with Vicious and Delicious. So they're going to have to be very careful with Bakery Boy. But so far, it seems like he's been able to hold his own.
Absolutely. It was kind of a wave from the early game that's crept up. It started in the bot lane with formerly getting ahead on Mordekaiser, and then Momoni kept roaming. Now Bakery Boy's ahead, and it's kind of snowballed to this point where it's almost getting to desperation mode for Land Before Time. They have to do something. This Kog'Maw is only going to get bigger.
Done.
Like you saw, two-shot is Unfriendly Panda not going for the Grail early, not going to have any MR at all. Still no Locket. The only MR just coming out on Cletus, actually. And it looks like another grab, but Flash is going to come out. Cletus Cassidy going to do all he can. The Glacial Fisher going to go in as well. Caldy, you're going for the back line, but the disengage is too good from the Explosive Cast. Exhaust onto formerly under Towered's happy to tank that one up with the Iron Man passive. A good catch by Mo Money. Forced some valuable summoners and some valuable cooldowns by Land Before Time. That's their main disengage is gone with Sharp 2's ult out of the way.
Yeah, it's very scary because he is also a big part of their wave clear there. So right now they're just depending on True Rice to kind of help keep the rest of Vicious and Delicious at bay. But I don't know if they can. Just the amount of pushing power that they have, you know, between Mordekaiser, between the Kog'Maw, it's a very scary thing. But Unfriendly Panda already back up here. He's going to be back in the lane. But it's still lacking, especially when you see the vision control kind of held here. It's a pretty dark map when you look at it. Not one team is really putting a lot of priority on that. I mean, there are some around the Baron for Land Before Time, which is absolutely what they need right now because Vicious and Delicious, if they get a good catch, they could straight up go for that Baron. So they need to make sure that they have some vision on it so they kind of know where everyone is.
I'm still questioning the build patterns from them. So much armor on almost everybody, and I still don't get why. Is there even any magic? Just one null magic.
Mordekaiser does do his own fair share of physical damage. He's kind of a mixed hybrid champion. You can build him like Hextech Gunblade and stuff. That's some of the build paths that sometimes come out from wards. But at this point, with his items, he's doing a lot of he's got a lot of ability power in his kit. He's doing a lot of magic damage as well. But just there's like zero coming out except for that one null magic mantle.
And Kog'Maw's the one that's poking them real out at this point. Like
absolutely,
unless they get land a hook, you don't see that Mordekaiser damage even really come through. It's just Kog'Maw just spitting all over them.
So Sharptooth, he really did prioritize that Zeke's really early this game, going that like right off the bat. And even though it's a very, very good item on the Jinx, but she fell so far behind off the bat there, you don't really have to accelerate. You have to just worry about staying alive. So I would have really liked to see, again, a Locket coming out from either him or from Cletus in the jungle there, because they're getting punished so hard in terms of the magic damage department. But oh man, this is just a setup waiting to happen.
They've missed pretty much everything. Caldy are going to go low though, going to decide to go in. The Chompers are there. Cletus Cassidy caught on the wrong side of that one. They missed pretty much everything, but
doesn't matter.
Pretty much saying I'm dead anyways, might as well go and do what I can. Is Caladir only going to chunk out more money for about like a sixth of his health, and this is going to mean probably Baron. There's really no way that Land Before Time has of getting in here. The only backline dive was Irelia onto Bakery Boy. As long as he stays relatively safe, this is going to go definitely in their favor.
Yeah, as you can see, Vicious and Delicious really... Oh, but we do see Cletus coming into the pit very early there, but he's not going to be able to steal that one away as Tefreakers is going to smite that one out. Poof the Sheep caught on the wrong side of that, just able to zone everyone out. But it looks like they're going to try and turn it here onto Unfriendly Panda, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get away. Yeah, Bakery Boy gonna pick that one up just with the pure range of Kog'Maw. It doesn't matter if the Emperor's Divide is gonna come out there. He's still able to, you know, 2 screens away, use his ultimate, pop him there.
Bakery Boy, that Caustic Spittle ooze, and just so much damage. Arcane Barrage as well, gonna be able to take down Unfriendly Panda relatively easy. This is just what happens when you're against a Kog'Maw like this, who's got so huge early, and is a late scaling champion, and you don't build any MR. Just a little bit questionable. Not really characteristic of what we've come to know from Land Before Time. It's a little bit surprising, to be honest, this game.
I think they're going to go run, get that pet real quick, get that pet drag, use that Baron minions, push down another wave here. I think that's the best bet to win this game. I'm not sure if there's much you can do at 28 minutes being down 10,000 gold.
No, it's definitely, it's a tough match right now, at being as far down as they had. And the carries being as far ahead as they are on the side of Vicious and Delicious. I mean, the last thing you want to do is having a Kog'Maw as ahead as he is, a Mordekaiser being this far ahead as well. I mean, this is just kind of worst case scenario. So they're going to back here and they're going to pick up some items, which I'm really scared to see what they do pan out. So like I did say earlier, Kog'Maw, he's picked up that Rylai's now, so they're going to have the double slows between him and the... Oh my goodness, this dragon is just too much. Unfriendly Panda, you gotta be careful, man. This dragon's gonna get you. He's got the slows from Mord's Rylai's. Can he do it? Unfriendly Panda having to running away.
Flash Dragon, Flash. But there's going to be a little bit of a fight in the top lane. Doesn't want any of that as Proof the Sheep is going to hit Mega right away. Chase him down. The random is not going to catch him. But Cletus Cassidy is coming in for backup. Proof the Sheep might not be able to take him down. Doesn't have enough damage. Just the Black Cleaver for him. It's going to be 2 of them versus 1. The stun going to come out on Cletus or Caladier as well. But there is
Turn around.
the rest of the team. Vicious and Delicious is on its way. Cletus going to go down eventually as well. Bakery Boy and Mo Money, the cavalry arriving just at the right time. Proof the Sheep keeping him around, baiting that one, you might say. Able to pick up
squad goals.
Hashtag squad goals right there. Bakery Boy, cute little butterfly wandering up to that top lane, and Sharptooth might get caught out, but no, being forced to flash over the wall. Another scary grab, almost landing by Mo Money on that eye Blitzcrank. Love that skin, looking sleek and looking even sleeker with all these kills and assists in his arsenal.
So Mordekaiser did end up going the Hextech Gunblade there, so he's going for some more mixed damage. So what we've been seeing for some Mordekaisers here is going the Sterix Gauge, actually, a very unusual item. It's a very situational type item. I mean, you're really going for the more mixed damage, you're going for the health, for some more survivability, because Mord's is still a melee champion, so he still has to get in there, so he can take a lot of abuse. The Hextech Gunblade's still not a bad item, offering, again, the Spell Vamp. It's going to be offering that mixed damage. So, I mean, still with itemization, it's going to be tough against the Mordekaiser. They're just going for some more mixed damage, so they can't be completely countered by a Spear Visage or anything like that.
I don't see a Sterix Gauge in the near future for Formerly at all this game. He's going full
burst.
YOLO.
Go more burst.
More damage. They're really not in any trouble. But a big Emperor's Divide going to go down immediately by Former. This is looking like a good fight so far. Caladier able to dive the backline. Bakery Boy is going down very low. Mo Money going to be able to peel very well. Cletus Cassidy going to look for him as well. But they're all dropping like flies. That is 3 for none so far. Double kill for Formerly. The exhaust going to come out on Sharptooth as well as Formerly now just chipping away. Freaker is going to pick up Sharptooth eventually. That is one more. True Rice is a lone member surviving. This is looking like it's going to be the game. That is the ace. The Mace of Spades going to pick that one up pretty easily. That is going to be 0 casualties, and the entire team decimated on the side of Land Before Time. Ladies and gentlemen, 20-4 are the kills, 31 minutes. This one is going to be game. Convincing victory on a Mord comp by Vicious and Delicious for the 2nd time in the regular season.
They just bopped Land Before Time right on the head on that one.
Oh man, that was very exciting to see a Mordekaiser comp come out that strong. So I would say Land Before Time, they need to take that away. I mean, you can't leave that up for that long because Mo Money and Formerly did so well in that bot lane, even though they started off at a disadvantage. Just Mo Money played the Blitz very well. They were able to get some good catches on the Sharptooth and True Rice. And yeah, it kind of just got very out of control from there.
Jinx only able to complete 2 items. I think what they only had 1 ban last game. I think they might want to prioritize a Mord ban this game. It'll be pretty advantageous for them to get back to 3 bans in game number 2 here.
Yeah, definitely going to be looking for them to pick things up a little bit. We're going to take a short break, guys. We'll be back in a couple minutes. We're going to play a couple messages from our sponsors, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.